Welcome to the Working with Jira System Fields course. In this course, you will learn about Jira system fields, how they work, and how to use them efficiently. We will focus on priorities, resolutions, and status fields. We'll also cover usage and best practices when working with fields. To succeed in this course, and to understand the use cases presented here, you'll need the following: end-user experience with Jira, to understand the system fields available in a typical issue. Administration experience with Jira, to understand how to create and edit field configurations. Familiarity with foundational Jira concepts of projects, issues, issue types, and related configurations. We recommend that you complete the Atlassian University Jira Admin courses, which provide foundational level training for Jira administrators before taking this course. Let's look at the agenda for this course. First, we will go through a general overview of what system fields are and their specific settings. We will begin with relevant examples and cover how these fields can be categorized. Then we'll review the differences between a system field and a custom field. In the following modules, we will review statuses, priorities, and resolutions. There are system fields that can be customized. We will address best practices applicable to each. In this module, we'll look at system field terminology and concepts at a high level. And here is what you'll learn in this module. We'll look at what system fields are available in Jira and why they play a key role in any issue configuration. We'll look at the different categories or types of system fields and how they are grouped. We'll briefly cover mandatory and optional system fields. And then we'll cover configuring system fields at a high level. So, what are system fields? System fields can be found on every Jira issue. Each Jira site comes with default system fields. They are designed to collect and display issue data and enable the management of tasks, teams, and projects. Most system fields can only be edited in a limited way. For example, the field name cannot be changed, but the field description can be edited. Here we have some examples of system fields. Summary is a field every issue must have. It defines the name and purpose of the issue. The fix version defines the release in which an issue will ship or it is expected to complete. The assignee is a very important field as it defines who is responsible for the issue. And then there's time tracking, where logged and estimated fields are defined. The content of those fields is used in the work ratio field for an issue, which shows the ratio of logged against estimated hours. Each field has a different purpose. Some fields must appear on an issue screen so that the issue will behave as expected, such as the assignee field or the summary field. Other fields can be removed from an issue. For example, if the fix version is not relevant for an issue, it doesn't need to be placed on any issue screens. So, why are system fields so important? Well, they provide valuable information about an issue. Let's look at 3 examples: summary, description, and status. Without a summary, it would be challenging for users to locate a specific task or understand its purpose. They would need to use something else, like the issue key, which lacks context or meaning. An issue without a description would lack the expanded information needed to inform users and allow them to complete the task. And without a status field, it would be difficult to understand the progress on issues, making projects difficult to manage. Let's review the types of system fields that are available in Jira. Some system fields are mandatory, and you will find them on every issue. These fields include summary, key, project, updated, and creator. Without the issue key field, the issue couldn't exist, or at least it would be difficult for users to work with it. The issue key is a unique identifier for an issue and used throughout Jira for referencing purposes. Some fields can, in theory, be removed from an issue, but they are necessary for proper issue management. It's possible to remove the summary field from a screen, for example, but that would be a bad move because this is always a required field, so it would mean that you could never actually create the issue. Some system fields are available by default in Jira, but they are optional. These fields include assignee, reporter, due date, or linked issues. They can be used if that information is needed in an issue. For example, the due date field isn't always something a team needs in their issues, so it would make sense not to use it. Structural fields are like optional fields. They don't necessarily need a value when they are used in an issue. They are usually multi-select fields with content that can be pre-populated or will accumulate as the issue goes through its life cycle. They are known as structural fields because they can be used for building out and managing project issue structure and hierarchy. By this we mean grouping and categorizing issues by fixed versions, labels, or components. Other system fields include those used for managing work logs. They include original estimate, remaining estimate, and time spent. Together, they form the time tracking field visible on issue screens. The fourth field, work ratio, helps you determine the ratio between logged and originally estimated time. It's a useful field that quickly helps you see which issues are exceeding the time estimated to them. This field can be referenced in reports, dashboard gadgets, or via advanced search or the issue navigator. System fields support your management of issues through JQL searches. Some issue fields don't seem to be a field, but they are searchable, like comments. You can search for all comments containing a specific string by searching using the comment field. To search for all issues containing the text test, you would key in comment tilde and the word test within quotation marks. It's also possible to search the issue links for a specific link type, such as an issue blocker. To search for an issue link type of blocker, you'd key in issue link type equals blocks. You can also search the updated field to find issues updated before or after a specified point in time. To search for issues that were updated after the beginning of a day, you would use updated greater than start of day followed by parentheses. Some fields aren't even visible on an issue, like the work ratio field, which can easily filter out all issues with more time logged to them than was originally estimated. To find issues where the work ratio is greater than 100, you key in work ratio greater than 100. Work ratio greater than 100 is underestimated issues, and work ratio less than 100 is overestimated issues. For example, work ratio greater than 100 includes an issue with an original estimate of 4 hours and time spent of 6 hours. It's likely that you have used or even configured custom fields in the past. A question you might have at this point is, what's the difference between system and custom fields? Let's consider those differences. First, system fields are added by default to Jira, whereas custom fields are created by Jira administrators. System fields, such as the summary, are used on every issue in every project. Custom fields, however, are often only used in a specific project or for a specific issue type and to meet specific requirements. As a result, they aren't used across Jira. System fields are generic and used to address common issue needs, such as the summary or the description of a task. Custom fields, as their name suggests, support custom use cases. System fields cannot be deleted, but custom fields can. Finally, it's possible to hide some system fields from screens, but fields like the key or the summary must be available in an issue. System fields can't be heavily edited or renamed. Custom fields, on the other hand, can be renamed and removed from screens. If you are a new Jira administrator and are working on a site that has already been set up for some time, you might find yourself thinking, how do I determine which field is a system field and which is a custom field? You can view and edit system fields in field configuration schemes. When we say edit here, we mean in a limited way. As stated earlier, system fields cannot be edited to the same extent that custom fields can. If you're using Data Center, you can view a list of system fields in Jira Administration in the Systems Fields menu. There, you will see a list of system fields and the screens where they are used. Custom fields are conveniently listed and managed in the Custom Fields page in Jira Administration. How can we configure system fields? Where can we define field behavior, or when and where fields appear on a screen? Fields can be configured via field configuration schemes, the issue layout, and via screens. Let's look at what can be configured in those administration areas. Let's look at what can be managed in a field configuration scheme. Fields can be defined as hidden or visible. You can also determine if a field is required or optional. Also, you could change the field's description in the field configuration scheme. You can change the renderer for a field. A render defines the type of field you use for editing. It can be a plain text field, or one which can be edited using a wiki-style renderer. As we discussed earlier, some system fields cannot be heavily configured. For example, the summary field is always mandatory, and apart from its description, it cannot be updated. Screens are associated with issues. They are used to determine the fields available on a screen, when an issue is viewed or edited, or when an issue is created. A Jira administrator can add or remove fields from a screen. Do not remove required fields, such as the summary field from a screen, especially if that field is placed on a screen used when an issue is created. Guess what would happen? The issue would be unusable as it could not be created. We cannot add content to a field that doesn't appear. The other area where we can manage fields, including system fields, is via the issue layout view in Jira Cloud. Here, a Jira or project administrator can add, hide, or reposition fields on a screen. New fields cannot be added. Only fields that have been placed on a screen can be managed via the issue layout. Also, fields can be hidden, but they cannot be removed via the issue layout. Fields can only be completely removed from a screen by a Jira administrator. Next, we'll consider the different field types, how they hold data, and how they display data. Each field can be a different field type, which is filled in a different way. Some fields are simple text fields, like summary or description, holding text strings where users simply rewrite the content in an issue using freeform text. Other fields have multiple select lists, such as fixed versions or components. A project administrator can fill them in advance via the project settings, or they can be updated via fields on an issue. Other fields are based on existing data, which is drawn from elsewhere in Jira, like the assignee or reporter, which gather data from the user database. Finally, some fields use specific Jira mechanisms, such as when you log time. Jira saves logged time to a special database, from which fields like work ratio gather their data. There is another significant category of system fields, those that can be configured by the Jira administrator. They include priorities, resolutions, statuses, issue types, issue links, and issue security. All these fields can be found in the Issues area of the Jira administration. Many of these fields are configured by default and can be adjusted by the administrator as needed. For example, priorities have 5 pre-configured options by default, from the highest to lowest priority. Let's look at system fields in Jira Cloud Team Managed Projects, since they exist and there are some important things to note. Here is a list of available system fields, and they include fields like summary, description, and so on. Who manages system fields in team managed projects? Fields are managed by any user with the administrator role for the project. Specifically, system fields can be repositioned on a screen per issue type. They can also be hidden from a screen. As in company managed projects, the system fields can only be updated in a limited way. The summary, description, and status fields cannot be repositioned or hidden. When it comes to searching on system fields across both types of projects, searches will return data from issues across both team and company managed projects. For example, if your search for issues with the priority of highest, you'll see issues with a priority of highest from both team and company managed projects. For priority fields, priorities are managed globally across both team and company-managed projects. A default priority can be defined per issue type for each project by a project administrator. Priorities can only be added, updated, deleted, or reordered by a Jira administrator. In team-managed projects, statuses are defined per project. The same name status can exist across both project types. If a status has the same name in both team and company projects, users can search for issues with that status across both types of projects. In team-managed projects, all projects use Done as the default resolution. This cannot be changed by configuring workflows in the project. Resolution name changes will apply to resolutions in both team and company-managed projects. If the name of the global resolution Done is changed, the name change will also be applied to the resolution in team-managed projects. Let's look at the first use case. Maribel is tasked with reorganizing work related to a new CRM that's used by her team. To begin with, she wants to find all Jira issues that mention the CRM. She also wants to understand if any time has been logged to those issues. In this walkthrough, we'll look at the system fields you can leverage to provide useful reporting. If you would like to walk through the use case, you can follow it through using the PDF solution guide that we've provided. Let's finish with a quick knowledge check. What can be configured via Jira administration? A. The summary field's name. B. The summary field's description. C. The summary field's background color. Or D. The summary field's mandatory status. The correct answer is B. Let's review why. A is incorrect. As a system field, the name of the summary field cannot be changed. B is correct. In both data center and cloud, you can change the field's description value. C is incorrect. Background colors for fields cannot be changed via the application interface. D is incorrect. The summary field is always required.